Before we begin, imagine spending your entire life trying to prove yourself. You work harder than everyone around you, you become successful, you build a family, you make millions, and yet, no matter what you accomplish, you still feel like you're living in someone else's shadow. Now imagine that just when you're finally about to achieve your biggest dream, a person from your past suddenly appears and turns your entire life upside down. And that's exactly what happens in Netflix's Little Brother. At first glance, this looks like a simple comedy starring Cena and André. But beneath all the chaos, awkward situations, and outrageous humor lies a surprisingly emotional story about loneliness, family, insecurity, and the desperate need to belong. The movie begins by introducing us to Landy. Rudd is a successful real estate broker in New York City. He's wealthy, he's famous, he has a beautiful wife named Deirdre, 2 teenage sons, a luxurious home, and he's about to receive the opportunity of a lifetime. A reality TV show called NYC Hustlers wants him as their newest star. For most people, this would be the peak of success, but Rudd has a problem. Actually, he's had the same problem his entire life. His older brother, Josh. Ever since childhood, Josh has always been better, smarter, more popular, more successful. Even now, as adults, Josh remains one of the biggest names in real estate. No matter how much money Rudd makes, no matter how hard he works, he never feels good enough. And that insecurity slowly eats away at every aspect of his life. His marriage is suffering, his relationship with his children is strained, even his assistant Mia is constantly cleaning up the messes created by Rudd's obsession with success. Everything Rudd does revolves around one goal, proving he's finally better than Josh. But while Rudd is busy chasing fame, someone else is thinking about him, someone who hasn't forgotten him, not even after 30 years. His name is Marcus Pinchel, and Marcus's life couldn't be more different. We first meet him inside a psychiatric facility. Unlike Rudd's polished and wealthy lifestyle, Marcus has spent most of his life struggling. He grew up moving through foster homes. Many were abusive. Others ended in tragedy. He lost people he cared about, battled mental health issues, and eventually checked himself into a treatment center. Yet despite everything, Marcus somehow remains positive, hopeful, even cheerful. And throughout all those difficult years, one memory kept him going, a teenager named Rudd. 30 years earlier, Rudd joined a mentorship program called Big Brother, Little Brother. Marcus became his assigned little brother. To Rudd, it was a college application booster. To Marcus, it meant everything. Those few weeks of attention became one of the happiest memories of his life. And ever since then, Marcus has believed that Rudd was his family. For years, Marcus sent emails to Rudd. And surprisingly, someone always replied. The messages were encouraging, supportive, loving. Marcus genuinely believed his big brother had never forgotten him. So eventually he makes a decision. He doesn't want emails anymore. He wants to see Rudd in person. But what happens next changes everything. Marcus escapes the psychiatric facility and heads to New York. And within minutes of his journey, disaster strikes. He gets involved in a horrific car accident. Broken bones, multiple injuries, hospitalization. And when hospital staff ask for an emergency contact, Marcus gives them only one name, Rudd Landy. Meanwhile, Rudd receives a call saying that his brother has been seriously injured. Terrified, he rushes to the hospital believing Josh has been hurt. But when he arrives, he finds a complete stranger lying in the hospital bed, a stranger smiling at him, calling him family, and suddenly, Rudd's carefully controlled world begins to crack.
After leaving the hospital, Marcus has nowhere to go. Rudd wants to get rid of him as quickly as possible, but Deirdre feels sorry for him and insists that he stay with their family until he recovers. At first, Rudd sees Marcus as nothing more than a problem, but Marcus quickly becomes impossible to ignore. Everywhere he goes, chaos follows. He embarrasses Rudd in public, damages property, says the most outrageous things imaginable, and somehow turns every normal situation into a complete disaster. Yet something strange starts happening. Everyone loves Marcus. Deirdre appreciates his honesty. The kids enjoy his company. Even the producers of NYC Hustlers find him more entertaining than Rudd. And that's when Rudd's insecurities begin spiraling out of control. For years, Rudd believed fame and success would finally make him feel important. But now, Marcus, an unemployed, eccentric man with no filter, is getting all the attention. Meanwhile, Marcus has no idea he's causing problems. He's simply happy to be around the man he considers family. But then another shocking truth comes to light. The emails Marcus believed were from Rudd were never written by Rudd at all. They were secretly written by Mia, Rudd's assistant. and Marcus still doesn't know. As Red's frustration grows and Marcus becomes closer to everyone around him, a collision between the two brothers becomes unavoidable. And when it finally happens, the consequences are far worse than anyone expected. Determined to prove himself once and for all, Red asks his older brother Josh to help boost his reality TV image by listing his multi-million-dollar mansion on the show. Josh agrees and throws a lavish party, but beneath the luxury and celebration, Red's insecurities are boiling over. At the party, Josh jokingly offers drugs to Red, Marcus, and another guest. Trying to prove he's not weak, Red impulsively takes far more than he should. Almost immediately, the drugs begin affecting him. His thoughts become distorted. His paranoia takes over. And then he sees Marcus and Josh talking together on a balcony. Convinced they're plotting against him, Red rushes towards them. But in his intoxicated state, he loses control. He trips. Josh falls over the balcony. Panic erupts. To make matters worse, Josh begins choking and can't breathe. Everyone freezes, except Marcus. Without hesitation, Marcus jumps into action and performs an emergency procedure that saves Josh's life. Suddenly, Marcus becomes the hero, and Rudd can't handle it. Humiliated, angry, and overwhelmed, he finally explodes. In front of everyone, Rudd cruelly attacks Marcus, revealing his mental health struggles and making him feel unwanted and worthless. The room falls silent. Marcus is devastated. After everything he's been through, the one person he trusted most has just broken his heart. So Marcus leaves. And for the first time, Red is forced to face a painful question. What if Marcus was never the problem? What if the real problem was him all along?
After Marcus walks away, Rudd finally finds himself alone with his thoughts. For the first time in years, there is no reality show to focus on. No competition with Josh, no distractions, just guilt. As he reflects on everything that has happened, Rudd begins reading through the hundreds of emails Marcus had sent over the years. One by one, he discovers the painful truth. Marcus wasn't trying to manipulate him. He wasn't trying to steal his spotlight. And he certainly wasn't trying to ruin his life. All Marcus ever wanted was a family. Growing up in foster homes, being abandoned again and again, Marcus spent his entire life searching for someone who genuinely cared about him. The brief time he spent with Rudd as a child became one of the few bright memories he had ever known. And that realization hits Rudd hard. For years, he had been chasing success because he thought it would finally earn him love and respect. Meanwhile, Marcus had almost nothing, and yet he was still capable of giving love freely to everyone around him. Determined to make things right, Red attends a big brother-little brother reunion event where he is scheduled to receive an award. Standing before the crowd, he finally drops the perfect image he had spent years creating. Instead of giving a polished acceptance speech, he tells the truth. He admits he has been selfish. He admits he let jealousy control his life. And most importantly, he admits that he failed Marcus. Then, something unexpected happens. Josh steps forward and reveals that he has always been proud of Rudd. In fact, Josh confesses that he has often been jealous of Rudd's life, his wife, his children, and the loving family he built. For the first time in their lives, the two brothers stop competing with each other. They finally understand each other. But one problem remains. Marcus is still gone. Realizing that words alone aren't enough, Rudd sets out to find him. His search eventually leads him back to the psychiatric facility where Marcus once lived. When they finally meet again, Marcus is hurt but willing to listen. Rudd apologizes sincerely, not because he wants forgiveness, but because he finally understands the pain Marcus has carried for decades. And this time, Marcus believes him. The two reconcile and embrace as true brothers at last. In the final scenes, we see how much has changed. Marcus becomes a permanent part of the Landy family. Deirdre and the children welcome him with open arms. Mia finally comes clean about the emails she secretly wrote, and Marcus forgives her as well. Even Rudd's relationship with his family begins to heal. Most importantly, Rudd no longer measures his worth by money, fame, or reality television success. He finally learns that real success isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being there for the people who need you. And Marcus finally gets what he had been searching for his entire life. A place where he belongs. A family that accepts him. A brother who truly sees him. As the movie comes to a close, we discover that Rudd and Marcus are now working together in the real estate business, proving just how far their relationship has come. In the end, Little Brother isn't really about real estate, reality TV, or even comedy.
It's about loneliness, it's about forgiveness, it's about the invisible wounds people carry for years, and it's about how one act of kindness, even one that seems small, can completely change someone's life. Sometimes the family you need most isn't the one you're born into, it's the one you choose. If you enjoyed this movie recap and want more detailed movie explanations, hidden meanings, and ending breakdowns, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next story. And remember, you never truly know how much you matter in someone else's life.